Our last character is Sammy the Summarizer. Now, Sammy is an avid tourist who loves to take pictures of every place that he's ever been. So when Sammy comes home, his family, of course, can't wait to hear all about his travels. So he pulls out his camera and he tries to show them all the thousands and thousands of pictures he took. Well, that would take a long time, and that's not very fun for his family. So instead, they ask him to summarize his trip. They want to see just 5 or 10 pictures that show the best parts of the trip and what it was really about. And so we can also use those summarizing powers to help us take a huge long story like this and break it down into just a few sentences. So when we summarize, we don't want to give a play-by-play. We don't want to show the thousands and thousands of pictures. We want to just give a few sentences that sum up the main ideas and maybe some very important details that happen in the book. So, for example, if I were to summarize Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales, I wouldn't sit here and go through every single fairy tale. There are hundreds and hundreds of stories in here. So instead, I might think about what happened first, next, then, or last if I was going to pick just one of these. So if I was going to talk about the story Hansel and Gretel, I might say first, the children went into the woods. Next, they came across a candy cottage. Then, a witch tried to eat them. Last, they got away from the witch and lived happily ever after. If I was to summarize a nonfiction text or a book that gives information, I'm going to kind of do that here. Even though this is fiction, it makes sense to do it with this book. And I would say, instead of reading, this is a book about Grimm's fairy tales. It includes, and then go through and read every single story title of the chapters. I could say, this is a collection of fairy tales written by the Grimm brothers. Some of the most important fairy tales in this book are Little Red Riding Hood, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Cinderella, Hansel and Gretel, Rapunzel, Rumpelstiltskin, Tom Thumb, and the Frog Prince. In this book, different characters go on many fantastical adventures. And, well, this is Grimm, so they don't always have a happy ending. That is how you would summarize this book. So we use words like first, next, then, last. And we also use words like the main idea of this book was, the main things I learned from this book was. All right, so now you've met Paula the Predictor, you've met Clara the Clarifier, you've met Quincy the Questioner, and you've met Sammy the Summarizer. Now, it's time to go practice these reading strategies on your own. Have a great day!